George Washington was an American man born in Mount Vernon in 1732. He would later become general during the American Revolution and then the first president of the United States. But was he a good president? Washington was a phenomenal president, and I'm about to show you why. Jefferson and Hamilton hated each other, they rarely agreed on anything, and their hate for each other is shown heavily in media such as Hamilton.
Sitting there useless as hey, turn around, bend over, I'll show you where my shoe fits.
Knows nothing of loyalty, smells like new money, dresses like fake royalty. Desperate to rise above his station, everything he does betrays the ideals of our nation.
I never agreed with Jefferson once. We have like 75 different fronts.
However, many believe Washington choosing these two as a secretary was one of the best ideas he had and set an amazing precedent. Background of Jefferson, a Virginian with hundreds of slaves, and anti-federalist during the Constitution controversy, U.S. ambassador for France. And Hamilton, an immigrant New Yorker, highly against slavery, leader of the Federalist, revolutionary commander. Political, ideological buzz. Washington choosing these two gave equal representation throughout the nation. They gave opposing stances on many big subjects, such as the Bank of the United States plan, the French Revolution, and the mid-Atlantic slave trade. This set a precedent for future presidents against cabinet equality. In January of 1791, Alexander Hamilton proposed a tax upon spirits distilled within the United States and for approaching the same. According to MountVernon.org, this basically means farmers living west of the Appalachian Mountains distilled their excess grain into whiskey, which is easier and more profitable to transport over the mountains than the more cumbersome grain. The whiskey tax would make Western farmers less competitive with each other with Eastern grain producers. With new profit shortage, people were angry and started rebelling against the nation. Washington tried to contain it peacefully by using a national proclamation, but then riots started. Washington tried to contain it using peace, but when the tax collector, John Neville, got his house burned down and a skirmish between soldiers and rebels, Washington resorted to higher measures. He sent some force but was chased away by rebels. Washington was tired of this and rode into a militia of nearly 13,000 men and put down the rebellion. Editor's note here, I forgot to mention why this made Washington a good president, so I'm just sticking it in right now. So, this made Washington because he showed people that he was not afraid, and this set a precedent counter 5, that don't mess with the president, don't mess with the law. Shortly before Washington's second term concluded, he decided that he would not run again. This was unpopular among people such as Alexander Hamilton, who wanted him to continue to serve. However, this set a massive precedent for future presidents. Washington only serving twice influenced other presidents to do the same. And someone who went for more was 31 presidents later. Washington died 2 years after he resigned, which is an even bigger tactical nuke dodged. If he ran again, it would go until he died, which would set a precedent for everyone to go until they died. That would be an easy dictatorship spawn. Gerald Lerman says that Washington taught people to move on peacefully. By stepping down, he taught people that power can change easily. Adage, well, Washington held the government together and tried to warn us about the future. Washington is the best president the US have ever seen, and probably the best we will get.